Yes, the program is still for the record and it's a brand new season. We had a fantastic break during the Christmas period, to re-energize, recalibrate, and get everything up and running. And now we're in the last two segments of our very, very first edition in 2019. And I'm sitting with a friend, a brother, a guru, everything, DJ Casey. AKA Pole Coca. Is it Pole Coca, AKA DJ Casey?
AKA
How you doing, bro?
I'm alright, bro. I'm alright.
Great to have you. We did this a few years ago.
Yeah,
about intro.
Yeah.
This was
2000 and
2005, 2004.
Yeah, 2004.
Yeah. 15 years ago, and we're doing it again now. Yeah. I need to tell again the story for those who don't know how I met DJ Casey. In the early 90s, I came over to the UK. My plan was to come and take over because I didn't believe there was any DJ. You remember that time now?
Of course.
And then a friend of mine took me to this place. And for those of you who are watching who know this story, if you ever at any point rocked Bootleggers on Margaret Street, a friend of mine said, oh, this is where it's happening. And he took me to Bootleggers. And I was on the queue trying to get into this club. And I just heard this mix is going. And who is this guy? And I walked in, never seen him in my life. And I went over and I said hi. And we exchanged numbers. And we've been friends ever since. And I think he's one of the best things to happen not to music generally in the African community. So thank you for that.
Thank you, boss. Thank you, bro.
And ever since then, but that is like a part two because there was a Casey way before that. So I know you from that point up to now. But in 2 minutes, describe yourself from your beginning up to that point.
Right. I'm not going to talk about my amateur days.
Why not?
Well, because I was in secondary school then.
Okay, it counts though.
Well, true. I started.
I'm sure you had fans then.
Oh yeah, I started at the age of. Don't let me say my age. I started when I was in Form 3.
Okay.
And don't worry about that. And I continued, and then along the line I ended up in Abeokuta.
Okay.
Well, it had to do with my father's appointment and everything, so I ended up in Abeokuta.
Dad was moving around for work and all of that.
Yeah, he became a commissioner in Ogun State, and all that. He was appointed a commissioner in Ogun State, and I continued. Then he put me OGBC, put me OGTV. Okay. But all the while, I was just DJing for people for free.
And those two stations you mentioned at that time were like the leading in terms of quality.
OGBC was called the nation's model station then.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We used to tune in from Lagos.
And then OGTV was the first UHF channel
in Nigeria.
Yeah. Okay. And I was just DJing. I didn't care what was happening. I would go to work with DJing. In fact, it got to a point that my dad got annoyed and went to my room and he just took all my records and burnt them. And what I did was, and I had a party that evening when he burnt them in the morning. So that afternoon, I just went back to Lagos. I bought as many records I could buy
to play at the
party in the evening. And then, 1985, I became a professional DJ. I opened a recording studio and in Abeokuta, and I started charging people.
Okay.
And then 89.
And how did that take that?
Well, there was a day.
Oh, you had moved out.
No. Okay, then Buhari took over the government then and all that. So
exactly, it's 25 years.
And he now came one day. He was passing through and he just said, let me stop by this boy's shop and see what's happening. And he walked in and he saw students from Yabatek paying me, students from Wosu paying me to come and DJ for them. And I was like, oh, now you have money. All right, I can call. And that was it. And since then it's been. And then 1989, I started work Ozone, which you missed. We missed each other
exactly,
then.
Briefly,
we missed each other then. 1989, I did only 3-4 weeks Ozone nightclub and then came to UK. Okay. And I actually came to study sound engineering, which I did finish.
In the UK? That was the plan?
Yeah. Okay. I have a diploma in sound engineering, but I never practiced it.
Was the plan to come study and go back?
Yes, it was.
So what made you stay?
Opportunities. Okay. It was obvious. I mean, you have opportunities now.
It was like a barren
land. I mean, bro, I will not lie. I was DJing 6 days a week. I only had Mondays off. Tuesdays, I'll be Hemel. Wednesdays, Canterbury. Thursdays, Swindon. Friday, Villa Stefano. Saturdays, house parties, which was happening there.
Yeah.
Sundays, State 3 Oakland Road.
Exactly, with Fidel.
With Fidel, yeah.
And Mondays, you take a rest.
Yeah, I take a rest. And Tuesday, we started, and I was going all over the place with that man, then Jimmy the Bald-Headed guy.
Shout out to Jimmy the Bald-Headed guy.
Shout out Jimmy.
So it's been a fantastic journey for you because really, as at that time, I could only count not more than 5, if not even up to that, professional Nigerian DJs.
Yeah, you're right.
So the demand was.
And then you came into the scene.
No. Me, I was much later though.
No. What do you mean?
I was much, because you see, at the time, DJ was a passion for me in Nigeria. It was a passion. And like I said, living in Nigeria, I just never heard of any DJ in the UK. So I just thought, look, this thing must be a barren land, you know. And I kind of knew the quality of what I had. So coming in very, very early into UK and seeing you playing, like, ah, God, see this one. So how many of them like this are in this terrain? But thankfully, there were not many, you know. And we kicked off a relationship. And we're talking now how many years later? 26 years later? You know, 26. And we've seen the terrain grow in that period. This new genre of music called Afrobeats has taken over. And part of why it's important also to have this interview with you is just to let aspiring DJs or some of the young ones who are there now just have an understanding of how far this journey is, and just let them know there's still a bit to go. Now, of course, one of the high points of for me personally, one of the high points was Villa Stefano. It was a club in central London. You know, it was, and I don't think if I missed any night, it was just a handful. You know, because apart from being a DJ, it was a fantastic gathering. And if you're watching and you ever attended Villa Stefano, please call. I want to take us to speak because let's talk about it. How did the Villa Stefano thing happen?
This guy called Kolakbo Edgar
was
looking for me all over the place. And I met up with him somewhere in Nigeria, and he said he wanted to start a nightclub, but it wasn't Villa. He actually started somewhere very close to Gulliver's. I forgot the name now.
West End area.
Off just adjacent to the street was like off Gulliver's. With Ganton Street.
Ganton Street.
We went there for the first Friday night. Oh, he actually started on Saturday night, and we did the first one. And he said, you know what, he's moving somewhere else. So we now moved to Central Park, which was a High Street, Kensington. And then we went there. And then this particular night, we went there, and the place was shut. And we needed to find an alternative.
Then and there.
That evening. And he went to Villa, and that was it. And Villa, we normally open from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m.
I knew it was a late start. It was a very awkward one. But it made no difference.
But Villa rocked.
For me, that was a major point, you know. In fact, for me as a DJ, that was the time when I just felt, because I was pretty much doing the private circuit at the time, private gigs. But I realized that private gigs will give you you get the bread and butter thing.
But not
you don't get the star quality, you know. So for me, in my head, I just thought, oh, what are we going to do about this? People have monopolized this thing. So that worked greatly. And then you were doing your, in South London, you had
State 3.
State 3.
Old Country with Ochiko.
A different vibe. Also a different vibe.
I'll tell you one story about that. When Ochiko actually called me, that, you know what, he found a place on the Old Country Road, I was like, hell no, I ain't going to Old Country Road. Who's going to come there?
Because the West End we're West End boys.
The West End thing. But we tried the first night, and the idea he brought was really nice. He termed it Kokori Jam Session.
Kokori,
So he started with like a comedy thing, and then after like 11 o'clock, we now started playing music. And before we found out, 3-4 weeks or 2 months after, about a month after, the thing just blew. And don't forget, there was a club down the road, the Sierra Leonean club down the road, right, where DJ ID Noble used to DJ.
What's that one called now? Nice Club.
Yeah, Nice Club.
Just at the beginning of Old Kent Road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And before we knew it, bang, State 3 just blew, and it was like, whoa, what's happening here, bro? It kicked, at least, we were there for about 4 years.
Exactly, it ran, and that's the thing about all those nights. You were at Booker for a while, which kind of like became like a signature before you moved to Fantasia. It became, because I look at all the places you have played, one thing you've always had, so some of the things I also noticed at the time, you had this cult following. Even till today. There are some people I saw at gigs at the time, and I still see them today. You know, you had this cult following. So I was kind of like understudying a lot of, how does this guy do, you know?
Very sharp guy.
If he wants to do a show, we can't do a show on the same day with him, or, you know. So you've kind of like built that cult following. So whether it's even small venues or big venues, was that deliberate or just an extension of who you are?
I think it started from Abeokuta. Because I actually stayed in Abeokuta for almost 10 years. And there was no way you come into Abeokuta that you will not meet me. So it's like maximum you stay in Abeokuta 2 years. You will always come across. I mean, one day or the other you'll meet.
Because it's like a satellite town to Lagos. There was a lot of activity off Lagos.
And then most of those guys, if they want to have their parties in Lagos, they always pick me up from Abeokuta, take me to Lagos to DJ, and then bring me back. So it was like, and to be fair, salute you guys, man, for the support. Salute, man, for this, and they're still supporting.
No, it's unbelievable. We're going on a break right now. When we come back, I'm going to be having a chat with Casey on the state of the game right now, and all the changes and how he's been able to adapt and adjust and keep the brand strong and alive. Program is still for the record. Stay tuned.